Good afternoon, City Council members. My name is Chris Bommel, and I'm a resident of Ward 4, and I represent the neighborhood experience outside White Place. I'm here today to speak on the issue of One White Place, its current and historic status as a 9-unit apartment, and a recent dispute by members of White Place in regards to that status. My concern is the use of building safety regulations and code by the prior presentations when this issue was brought to the council. More specifically, how building safety is used to present and justify an argument against a valuable resource in Bloomington, that resource being affordable housing for residents of our city. The arguments made essentially attempted to justify position housing reduction and inaccessibility by appealing to notions of a breach in safety for residents of the building. Historically, One White Place has had 9 units, and the current renovations requiring permits and certifications from the city should ensure the safety of residents and compliance of code. By all means, the city should be diligent of ensuring the safety of residents in this situation. This is not contested. However, there is more to the preceding arguments against the current zoning decision of 9 units than simply a concern for residential safety. Frankly, the concern seems more about the quote-unquote unsavoriness present of lower income strata next to a particular residential clique than the actual safety for residents who may occupy the units. I am by no means in favor of slumlording vulnerable people who have to find a place to live. The point I wish to make clear is that safety theater cannot be allowed to justify the reduction of necessary housing. The city currently has the power to ensure that slumlording does not occur, and the city has the power to verify the status and safety of One White Place. The city has the power to fight the housing crisis. For context, much of Ward 4's affordable housing gets subbed up by student housing for Wesleyan University. Student housing is a necessity, but what of the residents who simply work and live here, such as myself? I ask that the City Council not consider aesthetics or temporary inconvenience as justifications for reducing accessible and affordable housing from the community, especially during our current housing crisis. I ask that the City Council instead consider the absolute need for housing in our community, and I ask the City Council to use the tools and policy made available to the city to ensure all 9 units are fit and dignifying for future residents of One White Place. I also ask that methods of social/public housing, community control of housing be investigated by the city for future zoning policy for Bloomington. And I ask the community to recognize what we all can do and what we may have to put aside for the greater good. Thank you.
Next.